Hey everybody, welcome to your Moon and Capricorn reading. We're going to be taking a look at the dates of January 19th to January 21st. I do want to let you guys know that we will be sliding right into a new moon in Aquarius on the 21st. But for right now, let's take a look at this moon in Capricorn. But you know, I do want to let you know, usually sometimes if the mood arises, I lay the cards out. This time I just plopped them on, said our prayers and everything, and I just got started. And I'm already seeing this mirroring right here. Didn't me tell you guys at some point this past week, actually for the past 2 weeks, thank you, that the trickster energy abounds. Look at this. This looks pretty much like the same card. So I'm going to go ahead, mix it up. Let's go ahead and do our thing. And I'm also feeling like this is the two energies here too. Anyway, I'm not even gonna read that because I feel like I'll just lose some time there, or dedicate too much time there. We'll just lay this out. If you haven't had a chance to check the daily reading, please go ahead. If you haven't checked I guess it's long overdue. After 4 years, I'm finally putting out this is what I do video. So, because I think a lot of people see what I do here on for the free content that I do, the collective readings, things like that. But in the business side of things, we do a whole bunch more. So a lot of deep structural work, a lot of energetics, counseling, all of that good stuff. So if you haven't had a chance to check out that video yet on Instagram or YouTube, it's about 2 minutes. Go ahead and take a look. And if you're interested in working with me in that kind of capacity, even if you're just like, I just want to find out about this relationship, just as I said, relationship illusion, geez, guys, give us a break. Let us at least lay the cards. Like, man. Oh my God, look at the angels message. Oh my gosh, they stay trolling us sometimes. Guidance. All right, they're like, focus on your money right now. Okay. All right, so let's jump in. You know where to find me, as always. Okay, so I almost see this person like putting his gloves on. I'm gonna go ahead and put the trickster energy over there, right? And instead, let's delve into what energies are going on. And I'm going to allow myself, thank you, to have a seat, bringing the Cancerian energy of self-care to the energy of Capricorn, right? Which is the opposite in many ways. Message. All right, so, goodness. All right, what's going on? Let me feel into this because I'm seeing a lot of stuff. There is so much mirroring in here. At the end of the day, what's going on right now, and I feel like it's so fragmented what I'm looking at, and I feel that is because I am feeling a transition of contracts, so to speak. There are people, because I've recently had, just like everybody has had a change in their energetic space and change in their mentality, their mindset, in their structures inside. And so we've all been deposited onto our timelines. And so that means, look at this, 1, 2, 3, it's like decision timeline-y kind of energy there. So that means that I feel that now some people will no longer be aligned with me, and then some people will still be aligned with me, and then there will be new people who are aligned with me. And so I'm feeling into you guys, and I'm feeling this mix of different energies going on. So we're just gonna try to read for what's happening with everyone. Where do I start? Let's start by taking a sip here. All right, so one of the messages that is coming through for us under this time is that a few of you, let's start with you. A few of you are feeling a little bit, in your energy field, I'm feeling a little bit of disruption in the sense that it's fear. Some of you are feeling a little bit of fear and trepidation by what energies are hitting your energetic space right now. So in case some of you aren't aware, when we talk about downloads and light codes and all of that stuff, all that's happening is that energetic frequencies are coming into your field. Now you watching, you're like, okay, whatever. Yeah, give it to me. Look at the mirroring, 1, 2, decision. Like, yeah, give it to me. I'll take it, Jonelle. Do all the work you want on me. Give me all the energies and this DNA sequencing and that coding. But you have to understand that sometimes there are aspects inside of you, especially if you've had some religious trauma from past lifetimes, which are a lot more people than you realize, right? There are these past life aspects, or these, sometimes they're just inner children that are just feeling this energy coming into the field, and they're like, what's going on? And so they get afraid. And I'm seeing that here, that some of you are actually, if you're feeling a little on edge, that could be the energy, like a part of you reacting in fear to energies coming into your field. Some of you also, if you have, again, religious programming, if you have confusion, I'm being told that if some of you do mind-altering substances as well, be careful. 2023 is not playing. Pisces people, any energies, people who have addictions, all of these people who are in, like, they have a little fantasy about them in their mind, they don't think clearly, this is the year you're going to get addressed. So it can be a little, they're like spotless mind is what the guides are saying. So this is the year to clean all that up, to see clearly. So guess what? The work is going to be there. So it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable, because it's going to be a sobriety kind of situation. You're going to be sobered up. All of us will be. Anyway, so what I wanted to say is that there are parts of us that get afraid, and if you are like doing mind-altering substances and things like that, or you're just, there's, from the spirit's perspective, there's confusion in your field, because down here you're like, I'm just gonna toke it out a little bit, just hang out, whatever, it's legal now, or I'm just gonna do some mushrooms, I'm gonna do you. Down here we have our own idea of it. It's fun, it's relaxing, it's bonding, it's, I'm creative, I'm whatever you tell yourself, right? But from an energetic perspective, a lot of times it's almost like the number of people that do it, spirit would be like, let's whittle that down, because it's not for everybody. Some people don't have the structure internally to do those kinds of things without getting themselves into some energetic trouble, so to speak. And so they're highlighting that, because I'm seeing here that if you're not careful, sometimes you think you're seeing demons, you think you're seeing that. Some people are really being affected by these beings that are hanging around, right? And so that's why we see a nod to this observation here, taking care of your energy field, right? But a lot of times it's distortion. There's so much confusion in your field, you can't see straight. And then if you're adding substances on top of that, which may seem benign to you and your buddy because you're just hanging, maybe energetically speaking, your buddy has a better constitution to kind of allow those frequencies to go through, whereas you do not, right? So it's just important to be mindful. And again, look at this illusion card right here. This is showing that there's some mental states, there are ideas, things like that are coming and going. Things are moving so quickly in the mental space that it's like the messages are so jumbled. So just bear with me right now, guys, as we guys, they're funny. Just bear with me, guys, as we move through this. It's just a sign of the time that we're in, because we're all doing a lot of this movement. A lot of people are stepping into destiny right now, but a lot of people are also coming upon, they're saying karmic reprisals. Oops. Karmic reprisals. So they're saying to take a look at you saw that observation. They're saying to be mindful right now, because if you're not careful, this is where kind of like these tricky energies can come in. If you're not careful, you can be led astray. The guides are saying it again. Look at angels. You can be led astray into erroneous thinking about things. Watch the pride. I see star stuff here. So if you're being told you can be a star, this and that, remember, sometimes that is the case. Sometimes it is the case that you are going to be promoted into this position. Sometimes it is the case that you are this and you are that. But a lot of times it's not. So not everything that glitters is gold, Spirit is saying. And this is about looking for things that have some merit to it, right? And they're saying also, see how this guy is encapsulated in gold? Spirit is saying that when you see yourself as gold, when you see yourself as abundant, when you see yourself as treasure, but not in a proud way, right? but in just a normal person, humble way, no better or worse than other people, then you are less likely, they're saying, see, when you see yourself as no better or worse than other people, you are less likely to be swayed in any one direction, right? So right now is calling not only for discernment in general, in terms of what we're seeing, who we're talking to, how we're feeling, things like that. This is what being conscious is about, guys. This is what it means to be aware. But you're also being asked to consider how strong you are. How steadfast are you? And this is not necessarily accomplished by looking at the ground. And I know Capricorn energies are coming in right now, so it's kind of like, Jay, that's an earth energy. Yeah, look at the ground. Yeah, sure. And Capricorn season is all about looking at, the nuts and bolts. Is everything sturdy? All of this. But actually, it's right now you're being asked to think about your connection to the divine. In fact, look right on top, we have the wisdom energy and we have the star there. So I do feel I gotta be honest, I do feel some Atlantean energies coming up right now. So some of you may be having a recollection of Atlantis. You may be having it on your mind. You may be seeing it as a passing glance on YouTube or on TV or just something. And so that's how you spot incoming energy, right? So if you're starting to sense incoming energy of Atlantis, then you may be one of these people who are having a call as well to be mindful about repeating past mistakes. So karma, right? And so this is going back to, generally speaking, wisdom. We need to connect to something higher than ourselves so that we can be anchored in a solid form of alignment. When you are anchored to something higher than yourself and you believe, and that higher self is grounded in love, then you are so much less likely to create issues for yourself from a higher perspective. Let's just put it that way. Because then you start thinking, oh, well, how would my actions affect other people? Or how would this thing actually separate me from the people I love? Or right? You start asking larger questions. And of course, we're thinking about this idea of community, right? Aquarius, we're in the season of Aquarius. Your Aquarian friends are going to be having their birthdays soon, right? And so there's so many things that we are being asked to consider. Now, this shouldn't be to the detriment of the self. By no means, no. But this is about understanding how to, and this is all practice, right? Spirit Earth is all about practice. It's understanding or practicing to see how I relate to everyone else. What does this look like? Does it look hierarchical? Does it look like something that's equal? Does it look like me taking a back seat sometimes? Does it look like me taking a front seat, but for the things that other people may not want to do? Does it mean me doing things I don't want to do sometimes? Does it mean all of it, right? So what does it look like? So it's all about considering things. See the decision? Capricorn energy is lending itself to bringing a long-term view to any decisions that we make. And I know that can be a little difficult because we just came out of a period where you were asked not to, with Mercury retrograde, when you were asked not to necessarily commit to anything new, right? Because it's going to be fickle. It's not going to hang around. But that's cool because none of us got into new relationships during that time, right? Anybody? Hold on, let me take a sip of this drink here. Thank you. The guides are also saying that when we turn inward, and we start to understand ourselves as vehicles, the Merkaba, right? We know this, we're sacred vehicles. We are literally a navigation device that many people have forgotten. But the question is, how do you navigate? You don't navigate by walking. Yeah, that's how you navigate on the physical plane. But you navigate your reality, your timelines, the energetic frequencies by way of how you think. And so basically, hold on, let me drink some water because I'm like over salivating from this persimmon that I'm eating. 1 second. Okay, so when you start to realize that how you think really determines, and what you believe, it's really your core beliefs, right? That determines the quality of life that you live. That determines the quality of life that you live. If you're going to get an apartment, your core beliefs will call to you the quality of apartments that you believe you're worthy of, that you believe you can have. When you start to clean up your mind, your thoughts, your words, your actions, your beliefs, your energy, all you're doing, and cutting out toxic people and energies, all you're doing is raising the vibrational frequency of your vehicle, and anything that is outside of you has to match what is inside of you. So you see, that's how you navigate somewhere. So as I always say, if you're ever planning on moving, or you want to buy a car, or you want to adopt, or you want to whatever you want to do, before you even start making any moves in the physical, you should probably take about a month ahead of time and start cleaning up your vibration, putting it out there what you'd like to have, because when you step out there, the universe is like, it's like a snapshot. They're like, oh, that's the quality you're working with. We'll just send you stuff like that. And so that's why it's very important. In a sense, the guides are saying this is what we've been trying to tell you guys to do for the past, since October, to be honest. And now also, some of you guys know that a lot of us are kind of in a hibernation period until our specific months, that, designated months. Like I think mine is around March, April. Then I'll be kind of coming out of whatever hibernation I'm in. Another person's in May, another person was in June, right? So you may even know what yours is right now if you just kind of get quiet, and you'll get like a month for you. That'll give you a hint of when you're going to emerge, when it's your time. But until then, it's all about really cleaning up some stuff, getting rid of things. And so in addition to healing your vibration, cutting out toxic stuff, one of the most important ways to really change your beliefs is by, of course, getting in touch with it, but then also making a decision. Make the decision. As we know, all you need is a little bit of willingness. It's just a little bit of willingness to get a change to occur, because that's your way of calling in something higher than you. Even if it's like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it or what, but I would love to enjoy having this, or feeling free, or whatever that is, and really start putting your feelings into it, and you prove that decision by taking action steps that are in alignment with that, and continuing and committing to those action steps. That's what's very important for a lot of people to realize. Once you start on this journey, whatever it is that you like, make sure that you keep up conscious efforts. Now, it's okay if we fall off the bandwagon sometimes, because we're not looking for perfection. We're looking for progress. But then what do? You get back on. All right? So far, I almost said Scorpio. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards over where? Wow, there's so many. The energies are so diffuse. Diffuse. Okay. They're like, cool, what you want? Okay. Look, see? Four of air, Four of swords, rest. That's what I'm saying. Three of swords. Aw. So some of you are still going through some stuff. I get it. Aw, cute. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I'm seeing here that I'm not quite getting the grief card, because I'm not getting grief energy here per se, and I'm also not seeing the grief card pop up here. But I do note the Three of air, Three of swords. This is the sadness card, right? And of course, we can't have sadness per se without grief, so I note that. But I do want to point out to you that what I feel is that if you're encountering sadness, because there is a sadness here about some type of nostalgia, some type of friend, could be something romantic, a soulmate, something, there's some type of sadness here, or I'm just going to say it, grief. But I want you to realize that what I'm actually seeing is you may not, as A Course in Miracles, you may not actually be upset for the reason that you think you are. So of course there's the grief because, let's use a hypothetical, because your significant other had to move away for work and you guys had to end the relationship, or just whatever it is. But you have to understand that you may be yearning for that connection and grieving and being sad for that person, but what's actually heavily there is that you actually have a desire to be nurtured. What you want is mommy, right? There's an energy there, for example, and I'm seeing that there's grief here. And so I want you guys at this time, if this is your interest in kind of better understanding what's happening, I want you to see yourself as going through a natural case of, I guess, they're saying forget-me-nots. Yeah, there's almost like a search for meaning, like I meant something, right? So if you've gone through some type of loss with a person, or even a sense of identity at this time, please know that yes, you do mean something. You definitely mean something. You always meant something. Just because someone doesn't communicate that to you, and just as I said, that they're showing message. So here's your message. Here's the message to you. You totally mean something. You've always meant something, and you always will, right? But we are here on earth, and sometimes the journey isn't designed to be in the long term with certain people. And we see that here with the fickle card. This card underneath says fickle. We see that. But it doesn't mean that there wasn't love there, and it doesn't mean that there may never be love again with this person, or with doesn't even have to be romantic, or with another person. It just means that that leg of the journey together is no longer happening, right? And it can be further exacerbated if you had significant ties in past lifetimes as well. So please give yourself a bit of a pat on the back, give yourself time to rest. And yes, remember the good times, but also they're saying be about getting grounded in the here and now. And so a lot of you guys during this time, you may be finding that money is coming up for you. I'm not gonna lie, I'm also feeling a lot of relationship stuff coming up. So you may start to, this is how you sense incoming energy as well. Think about what is that you're noticing a lot of recently. Are you noticing a lot of couples around? Are you noticing desires of wanting to be with somebody, wanting to go out on a date? What is your mind noticing? Are you also starting to be a little preoccupied with your abundance, with thinking about your money? It's all over this reading, actually. Look at this money here. Look at this Midas, miser energy here. We're feeling it. And then when it comes to love, we've got the Lover's card off to the side. You can't see. We've got this Six of Cups here. We've got this set of roses. So these energies are rolling in, but it's almost like it's these energies at this level of the field, right? The material are rolling in, but at the same time, what I see coming in for a lot of us is the call to revisit. And again, I keep getting Atlantis, so some of you are getting Atlantean callbacks to revisit certain things so that you can make a decision, so you can release that issue, that old issue from wherever you are right now, right? So I don't know, do you guys ever get ascension symptoms? I remember there used to be a time when I used to get a vertigo a lot, and I hate that. If you have issues with that, let me know. I'll tell you what worked for me. Well, I'll just tell you now, if you experience vertigo and you're sleeping and all of a sudden you shoot right up and it's like, or just whatever. Sometimes that is just because it's energies hitting your field. And so I asked my team, I was like, guys, I can't be living like this. I don't want to get up and want to throw up in the middle of the night. Help me out. What can I do? So then I realized, it's just incoming energy hitting my field so hard that it wakes me up and it disrupts everything. And so I just ask them if they can please wake me up before, like when they see these energies coming in, wake me up before it hits. And I noticed that then from then on they started doing that. So I'll wake up in the middle of the night, and then just with just enough time where these energies would then come in, and I can sit up and kind of like direct it in and whatnot. Otherwise it's just gonna, yeah. But for me right now, if you see me scratching my hands a lot, I've been itching a lot, and I'm just like, what is going on here? And I thought it was soap and everything, and then they're like, hello. I'm like, oh, okay, it's energies coming in. So I'm just mentioning this. It's really annoying. It happens at night. Like, it's happening right now. I'm up there on WebMD. If you itch like at night in your hands, so basically, if you're having any energetic disturbances right now in any way, it's going to be different for different people. Please know that chances are you're just having what we refer to as ascension symptoms, and there are so many types. So going back to this, getting in touch with your body, Spirit is saying the more you start to get in touch with your body, your mind, your sacred vessel, your auric field, whatever you want to say, the more you're going to be able to understand these things. Thank you, Spirit. All right, I kind of want to clear this. Yeah, I'm probably not going to spend too much longer in this reading because the energies are so like empty right now, because everybody's kind of settled. I'm feeling that, which is good. Very good energy. Look, precise, yeah. But I would like to pull just a few. See, look at this companion. I'm telling you, trickster. There's a lot of energy coming in for, and I just heard duo. There's a lot of energy coming in for companionship. The question is, what is, I just saw the Hermit card in there too. Okay, we see you too. What is this teaching me? What do we need to know about it? That's what we need to ask. All right, so let us know, guys, before we kind of hang it up. What do we need to know? How cute is she? Cute. What a little bunny. All right. Oh, I thought this was one card. Huh. Yep. Desire to balance the scales of justice. Okay. Karmic for one. Sounds a little bit like it could be a karmic situation here. All right. But need not be. But either way, there's always going to be some type of balancing act going on when you're working with new contracts, because otherwise, what are we doing here? You know, Spirit's like, I'm not wasting this time on Earth. Let's learn something. So let's see. Well, first of all, what they're saying is when you meet, guides have been talking about meeting someone new. And again, this need not be romantic, but I have to be honest, I am getting romantic vibes for some of you here, but it need not be. It could be just a new contract that's coming in. When you connect with this person or these people, it's important to apply the logic of what you've been learning in general lately. What have we been learning about discernment, about considering who's coming into your field? Look at this warrior energy. This is giving me not Seven of Swords, I almost said that. But Seven of Wands, defensive energy. It's like put your guard up. But look right here, it looks like the same girl. Cute. 1, 2, look at her hair, it's the same, right? But here she's snuggling up that bunny. How cute. And over here she's got that lightning bolt. Like, don't even come through. And this is kind of a good way that you need to be. We have to be mindful of who we let into our field, because people may show up looking like $1 million, but when you look behind what they have going on, there's really nothing there. Or on top of that, they may have $1 million, but how they got it may not be in the highest of merit. And so that's what you want to look at. So Spirit is saying, as you move forward, again, it goes back to focusing on the self. If you are about these higher callings, these higher expectations of self, learning how to treat people well, learning how to pitch in, be a communal member, when to walk away from things, when to be about yourself, when you can really display these kinds of behaviors and of course the virtues, right? Then you are better able to identify that in other people. And that's the energy that the guides are now trying to get a lot of people to work through, because going into this year of 2023, illusions are the focus. So, and the guides have been saying since I think December, they were like, tricksters are about. And what did they say? That we have to start being able to discern the heartless ones, those without a heart. And how we do that is we start to cultivate within ourselves heart-based energies, virtues, right? You don't have to do all at once, right? But start thinking, okay, well, what does it mean to be empathetic? I can't tell you how many people lack basic empathy. And, it's something that a lot of us are working on. I'm working on it myself. Especially if you have a trauma background, a background in trauma, sometimes you are so tapped out, you're not able to really give and really to be in a space to be as empathetic for others. And sometimes you're too empathetic for others, right? So it's about balancing out. But sometimes people are they just don't care. And so a lot of these people, these celebrities, these pundits that we listen to, a lot of them, people just consume whatever it is that they're saying without thinking. Look at the word mentor, without thinking, is this somebody that I would trust in my community? If it's not even somebody that you would trust in your house, you would trust your children with, you would trust your mother with, you would invite to your dinner table, these are not people that you would feel safe around. What are you doing? Following them, because you can go and get, advice that is probably better than theirs, because it's more heart-based elsewhere. So it's really time to start thinking for yourself, number one, and thinking about what your what your watering holes are. Notice that they said watering holes, because they're trying to show you emotion is important. Emotion, how do people handle their emotions? Because if they are the type of people that fly off the handle, they're tempestuous, they're shouting, they're this and that, this is not a teacher for you. This is not, if it's not somebody you would let your children learn from, why are you learning from them? So we're being asked not only to hold ourselves to a higher standard, but to hold those outside of us to a higher standard. But we first need to learn how to identify those higher standards by embodying it. And they're showing me tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. They're saying those are the kinds of people you need to have your defenses up. I think we all know if someone's trying to skin a raccoon, then they have no business being in our friend circle. I think we all know that, right? But what about, the people that we let in our circle that are making jokes that are mean? There's one thing to have a dry sense of humor, even a dark sense of humor. I mean, we all, but you can tell sometimes the energy. What about the friend who berates the wait staff, or shouts at the person washing their car, or just things like that, or makes these offhanded comments that are just mean and just not kind? Is that you may be like, oh, but we grew up together or whatever, but guess what? You're just allowing yourself to be in that pool of toxic energy. At the end of the day, the form, we care about the form, but yeah, because we love everybody, but the form falls away easily like that. I don't care if this is your family member, if it's your husband, your wife, your whatever. If the energetic structure is no longer there, they're gone. They cannot be in harmonic resonance to you. It's impossible. You won't see them again. They can't come in unless, there's a change in one or both of your fields. And so you have to understand that if you're entertaining toxic energy in others, guess what? You've got in your own field. It's your toxic stuff. So when you heal, look at this, see? When you heal, you are, and lighten up your field, you are thereby creating the conditions for better quality of company around you. So Spirit is saying to make sure that, they're saying also there are going to be some more tests coming in I heard I was going to say in March, because I heard in March, but then I heard on Wednesday. What do we do? What are we doing on Wednesday? What's today? I don't even know what today is. Today's Wednesday. Okay, next Wednesday, let me put that in my calendar, literally, because I'm trying to get caught up out here. Excusez-moi. Of course. Look, guys, this is what I do for a living. I write down messages when they say stuff, because it always happens. Wednesday. I'm going to go ahead and tap that in on Tuesday. Watch for the tests. All right. Now, yay, exams, assessments, all these are going to be doing is showing us where we could clean things up if we would like to, right? So remember, watch for behaviors that are unkind, that are not very loving, that, gosh, can even border on abuse. Because if you really looked at how people treat each other, even on YouTube, on TV, all that, you'd realize it's just abusive. Yeah, like that trend where someone says, oh my God, so and so died. I mean, oh, ha ha ha, right? Some people will be like, oh, that's funny, but that's actually not funny. It's actually not funny because, number one, it hurts the person who it's about. If they hear about that, I mean, can you imagine? Yeah, maybe they should learn to take a joke, right? Oh, they're a public figure, oh, this and that. That's just unkind behavior. No one wants to hear someone else joking about them dying. Okay, number one. Number two, when you say, oh, hey, so-and-so died, the person that you're talking to, not only are you handling such a sensitive subject about somebody passing away and leaving behind dependents and leaving behind even people who admire them, and then you just say, hey, this happened. What you're doing is you're literally creating a shock in the energetic field of the person that you are saying this to. And so that's why it's important that, this is my opinion, when you hear for reals that someone has passed away in the news, think about it before you pass on that news to someone else. Hey, I heard so-and-so died, or you just send them a text or whatever. Are you after the shock factor, or are you actually after the whole point of being informative, right? There are certain topics that just should not be taken so lightly, because it really affects people, and for what, right? So that's an example of things that just go under the radar because they're so normalized today, but actually it's actually horrible. So that's an example of just not having empathy, not being considerate of other people. So these are the kinds of things that we need to be looking at, and the Spirit is saying those are the kinds of things that we get tested on. They're showing me 444 over and over again. They're saying it's like they're saying like since time immemorial, every lifetime, doesn't matter this lifetime, off planet, whatever, the tests are always the same. Did you love? Were you kind? Were you generous? It's a virtue. The virtues are literally the things we just keep getting tested on. Yeah, everyone can be patient. Sure, yeah, I'll wait for you. Yeah, when you're early on dating, but then when you're 5 years into the marriage, now you can't even wait for this person to grab their purse or to use the bathroom. Where's your patience? So are you generous with people when you don't have? Are you patient with people when you really want to be somewhere else, right? These are the little tests that come along. And it's at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much money is in the bank. No one asks you that when you transition. They're just like looking at the heart. What did the heart do? Was the heart in shadow? Was it in light? And so anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. But just to let you know, during this time, there are a lot of energies that are coming in. We've got I'm feeling a lot of relationship stuff is starting to come in. So you're going to be learning some lessons around relationship. There are some trickster energies. They're not feeling as tricky as they were like last week, but some of that is kind of still in the air. Also, Spirit is telling us to remember to cultivate a high standard of operations, looking to kindness, compassion, things like that. Why? Not only because, well, hey, it would make you nice to be around, but also because that's literally your calling card to be able to spot out the fake people, the heartless people, and just straight up illusion in the media, in the life you live, all of that. And 2023 is going to be packed with that because it's a big lesson this year. So please, please, please don't say your girl Jay didn't warn you ahead of time. We've been saying this since November. So, and I remember, okay? So anyway, yeah. Oh, and thanks. And they're saying about the grief. It's okay to let go. It's okay to have grief. They understand it's a sadness about things that you've lost, but the way that you can kind of move through that is to start focusing or making sure that you're bringing in more of a focus on what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Oh, also there is abundance energy around right now, so make sure that you keep your thoughts in a state of belief, because you can and you will. The only time we stop these flows is if we stop the flow ourselves by our lack of belief. All right. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and kind of wrap it up. And you know where to, literally my calling card, you know where to find me if you'd like to have any work done. And if you enjoyed this video or anything in life, go ahead and press the like button or the heart button. And as always, it's my pleasure to work with you. God bless you. And keep an eye out for the reels. I'll be posting those pretty soon. Okay. Mwah. Bye.